In lesson 1.2, we were given a relation, whether it's a general solution or a particular solution or not a solution at all to the given differential equation. Okay, we need to prove, okay, if that relation is a solution to the differential equation. So this time, for lesson 1.3, we're not given the differential equation. So given a general solution, we are going to solve for the corresponding differential equation. So the goal is to meet these criteria. So the order of the DE should be equal to the number of arbitrary constants, and it should be consistent with the original relation, meaning we cannot use any other relation to solve for the DE, and of course should be free from arbitrary constants. So the direct approach to do this is to differentiate as many times the general solution as the number of arbitrary constants present. So if there are three arbitrary constants, then we're going to differentiate the general solution three times to get a third order differential equation. So we have these different approaches in finding the differential equation. So if we're going to perform other operations before we can do differentiation, because we cannot directly eliminate the arbitrary constants, then we need to use mathematical transformation or simply isolate the arbitrary constant so that when we get the derivative or perform differentiation, then that arbitrary constant can be easily be eliminated. And if we're going to differentiate first, and after the number of times that we differentiate needed as possible, if the arbitrary constants are not yet eliminated, then we can use algebraic manipulation such as substitution method or elimination method, or depending on the need, depending on the type of function present in the given relation. So here are the examples. So we're going to solve these 5 items here. So for the first example, so since we agreed that if it's not stated, then we assume that x and y are the variables, so the other letters will be treated as constants. So for this item, A, B, and C are constants. So since there are three constants, meaning we are going to perform differentiation three times, so the order of the resulting differential equation should be a third order. So since the last constant, C, is purely a constant, so there's no variable multiplied to it. So meaning if we're going to perform direct differentiation, we can eliminate C, right? So y prime, or you can write dy dx, okay? So we differentiate each term, so meaning it's 2ax for the first term, and then b for the second term, and then 0 for the third term. So c, therefore, is eliminated after the first differentiation. Then we have the second term, which is a pure constant. So we can perform another round of differentiation to remove it. So the second derivative would be 2a plus 0, right? And then if we're going to do one more differentiation, getting the third derivative, then we can eliminate the a term. Okay, there's no variable multiplied to it, so its derivative is 0. So we have already this third differential equation, third order rather, differential equation. Okay, the number of arbitrary constants is equal now to the order of the differential equation. So this is the direct approach, differentiating the given relation to the third derivative to get the corresponding differential equation. So for this relation, as you can see, there are two terms containing the same arbitrary constant c. So it means the resulting differential equation is a first order DE. So if we're going to differentiate only once, okay, we cannot immediately get rid of the arbitrary constants. So we need to isolate first the arbitrary constant, and then we can perform differentiation to eliminate it. Okay, so we need to factor out c on the right side. So we can write here y and then c times x squared plus x, and dividing the whole equation by x squared plus x, so we get y over x squared plus x, so that the right side now contains the constant only. So if we're going to do differentiation, then the right side becomes 0. And recalling from differential calculus, so this is a fraction, so we can use the quotient rule, okay, to differentiate. Okay, so differentiate using quotient rule. Ay, sorry. So we need to write first the denominator, right? And then multiply it to the derivative of the numerator. So derivative of y with respect to x is y prime. And then subtract from it the product of the numerator and the derivative of x squared plus x, which is 2x plus 1. And then dividing everything, no, by the square of the denominator. And then the right side is 0 since it is a constant. And if we're going to multiply the whole equation by the square of x squared plus x, then we get x squared plus x times y prime. So we don't need to distribute the y prime to each of the terms here. Okay, and then let's just arrange the expressions such that it would be of the same format with the first term. Okay, so starting with the x expression and then followed by y equals 0. So this is already a differential equation. The first one even is already a differential equation, but we need, of course, to simplify our answer. Okay, so this does not contain the arbitrary constant c, and then it's consistent with the given general solution. We're not using other equations to get the dE, and then it's of first order because we'll have only one arbitrary constant. Okay, so in some books, the final answer is transformed into differentials. So dy and dx are separated, but for uniformity, so we'll have our answers, okay, in derivatives first, and then um, I'll explain how to transform, okay, recalling some concepts in differential calculus, okay, when we get to solving the solution to the different types of differential equations. So for now, okay, so let's have this as our final answer, okay? So for this item, we only have one arbitrary constant. So we need a first order differential equation, okay? Since this is a trigonometric function, so we cannot just simply divide the entire equation by an algebraic expression, right? So we need to transform this into arc sine. So we'll have to get arc sine of y so that the right side becomes x plus c only. Okay. Example in trigonometry, let's recall. Okay. For trigonometry, diba, we have to solve for an angle. Okay. For example, y equals sine of theta. So to solve for the angle, then you need to get arc sine of y, right? So that's what we are using to isolate the arbitrary constant c. So we can transfer the x to the left side so that we have only the arbitrary constant on the right side. Then perform differentiation. Okay, so we now differentiate. So we have the formula for the derivative of arcsine, which is 1 over square root of 1 minus y squared. Okay, so for that expression. And then since it is differentiated with respect to x, so we need to write y prime minus the derivative of x, which is 1, and then derivative of the arbitrary constant is 0. So this is already a differential equation. Okay, um, so make sure that our final answers, okay, are not containing radicals as much as possible. So we need to multiply the whole equation by square root of 1 minus y squared first to remove the denominator. So the left side becomes y prime minus square root of 1 minus y squared, okay, equals 0. And then to remove the radical, so we can transfer the radical term to the right side. So it's square root of 1 minus y squared. And then squaring both sides so that our equation does not contain, okay, a radical. So therefore, the final equation, differential equation, is the square of y prime, okay, equals 1 minus y squared. Or arranging the terms so that we'll have a uniform format for the final answer, okay? Although in some books, in some references, they do not require, but for our class, I'll be requiring you to put all terms to the left side and then right side is 0. Okay, so we'll have square of y prime, okay, followed by y squared, so that's plus y squared, and then minus 1 equals 0. All right, so this is the final answer. We need to perform differentiation once only because we have only one arbitrary constant. For this general solution, we have two arbitrary constants. So we cannot just easily isolate them and then perform differentiation. Okay, because we have, as you can see, exponential functions. Okay, but definitely if we're going to differentiate each term here, so the same exponential functions would be present, right? So therefore, we can use either substitution method or elimination method to get rid one constant at a time. Okay, so we need to write a system of equations containing C1 and C2. So we need a second order differential equation so we can differentiate up to the second derivative. Okay, so let's start with the first derivative. So y prime is 2c1 e to the 2x, right? And then we have minus 3 c2 e to the negative 3x, negative 3 from the derivative of the exponent to negative 3x. And then, so if we're going to get the second derivative, so we'll have the same terms containing C1 and C2 also, but of course with different numerical coefficients. So for the first term, we have 4 C1 to the 2x. And for the second term, so it's plus 9 C2 e to the negative 3x. So we need to stop here because again, the DE should be of second order. Okay, so what we can do next is to eliminate one arbitrary constant at a time. So we have here three equations, so let me label them. Okay, using 1, 2, and 3, or you can use A, B, and C. Okay, so we can eliminate, let's say, C1 if we'll be using the first two equations. Okay, by multiplying equation 1 by 2 so that it will have the same, um, what do you call this, a numerical coefficient, no, with equation 2. So we can perform addition, okay, or subtraction to eliminate the um, C1 term. Okay. Or you can also perform addition. So you need to have the first term with negative 2 C1 e to the 2x. And then we can cancel the C1 terms. Okay. So it's either a subtraction or um, addition. Okay. Either way, we eliminate an arbitrary constant. Okay. So supposing we are multiplying um, equation 1 by 2. So we get 2y. Okay. Each term should be multiplied by 2. Take note. And then plus 2 C2 e to the negative 3x. Okay. And then we copy equation 2. So y prime equals 2 C1 e to the 2x minus 3 C2 e to the negative 3x. Okay. So by addition, or rather by subtraction, so we get y minus y prime. Okay, so, so 2y minus y prime, and then we eliminate the C1 terms. 2 minus 2 is 0, and then 2, okay, so 2 minus negative 3 is 5. So we have 5 C2 e to the negative 3x. Okay, so we need another equation containing C2 only. Okay, so there's a third equation here that we can use. So let's label this as equation 4. Okay, so do the same process with, you can choose between 1 and 3, okay, and 2 and 3. Okay, so better siguro if we'll use the ones with 1 for the numerical coefficient so that it would be just easy to multiply with whatever is the factor we need to get rid of C1. Okay, so we'll use equations 1 and 3. So we need to multiply equation 1 this time by 4. Okay, equation 1 by 4. So we have 4y equals 4 C1 e to the 2x, and then plus 4 C2 e to the negative 3x. Okay, and then copy equation 3. So that's y double prime equals 4 C1 e to the 2x, and then plus 9 C2 e to the negative 3x. Then we can perform subtraction. Okay, so we can eliminate the C1 terms. So it's 4y minus y double prime equals 4 minus 9, which is negative 5. 4 minus 9, negative 5. Okay, C2 e to the negative 3x. So we have another equation containing C2 only. So another round of elimination is needed to eliminate C2. Okay, so we have 5 and negative 5. So if we're going to add equations 4 and 5, then we'll get our differential equation with no more arbitrary constant. Okay, so adding equations 4 and 5. Okay, So let me copy them. Okay. Y double prime equals negative 5c2 e to the negative 3x. Okay, so the operation that we need should be subtraction to eliminate c2. Okay, and not addition, not need addition and not subtraction. Okay, so the result would be 2y minus y prime plus 4y minus y double prime and then 0 on the right side. So let's just arrange the terms for our final answer. So I'll write the final answer here. So let's transfer all terms to another side so that the first term, the second derivative, okay, would have a positive um, sign, or meaning we can multiply the whole equation by negative 1, okay, and then arrange the terms and combine the similar terms. So we have plus y prime and then 2y minus, or rather 2y plus 4y and 6y multiplied by negative 1. So that's minus 6y, okay, equals 0. So this is our final differential equation. For this general solution, we only have one arbitrary constant. Okay, so um, if we cannot easily isolate the constants, then we have to think of other algebraic manipulations, right? So if we're going to perform implicit differentiation, okay, um, see what we can do since we can differentiate once only, okay, because we have only one arbitrary constant. So if we're going to do implicit differentiation, so we get 2 times x minus c, okay, times 1 for the derivative of x minus c, and then plus 2y y prime, okay, and then on the right side, okay, so we have 0, right, for derivative of a constant, okay. So if we're going to solve for y prime, we have one arbitrary constant here. Okay, one term containing the arbitrary constant. So this is not the final answer because it does not comply with one of the requirements. Okay, the differential equation should be free of differential, or rather arbitrary constants. Okay, what we can do is to substitute, okay, um, x minus c to the first equation, okay, and also solve for c from this equation and then plug into this first equation, right? Okay, we cannot solve for x minus c here because it needs to be raised to the power of 1/2, or we need to get the square root of this term to get x minus c, and then substitute it here, so it should be the other way around. Okay, so we are going to label first equations. So let this be equation 1 and equation 2. So from equation 2, we solve for x minus c. Okay, so use equation 2, we solve for x minus c and also c. Let's start with x minus c. Okay, so we can divide the whole equation by 2, or let me write first along. So it's 2 times x minus c, transferring the next term to the right side is negative 2y prime. Okay, so dividing the whole equation by 2, so we get x minus c equals negative y prime. Okay, so we can use this Let's label this as equation 3. Okay, we'll plug this into the x minus c here. And then for this c on the right side, okay, so we can solve for c using equation 3, right? So solve for c from equation 3. Okay, so c therefore is x plus y prime. Okay, we transfer this to the right side, and then these two terms to the left side. Okay, so c equals x plus y prime. So we'll lead this equation. Okay, so we substitute equations 4, okay, um, to 5, or plug in 4 and 5, or rather 3 and 4, sorry, not 4 and 5. Okay, 3 and 4, 3 and 4 to equation 1. Okay, so instead of writing x minus c, so we write negative y prime, and then we need to square it, and then plus y squared, and then c squared is x plus y prime quantity squared. So we have two terms containing y and y primes, and then we're going to square it. So same with this term here. So we can remove them, okay? Um, Perform subtraction, no? Combining similar terms so that we would have a more simple equation. So let's remove the grouping symbols, no, the parentheses. So we have y squared times the square of y prime, okay, plus y squared, and then on the right side from square of a binomial, so it's x squared plus the double the product of the first term and the second term, and then the square of the second term, so we have y squared times the square of y prime. Okay, so again, we can set this to 0 since we can subtract them. Okay, and then by arranging the terms, so the y prime is located here. So let's put all terms to the right side and then equate to 0. Okay, so we have 2xy prime, and then plus x squared, and then minus y squared. Okay, equals 0. So no more arbitrary constant, and it's a first order DE, okay, because we only have one arbitrary constant here. Another approach for this item, okay, is to remove the grouping symbol so that we can eliminate, okay, or combine maybe the arbitrary constants, no, combine them and then eliminate them by differentiation, okay, or if we square this, this is basically plus c squared, okay, which is also present here on the right side, okay. Okay, so the terms, no, can be eliminated, okay, but we still have a term containing the arbitrary constant, okay, the middle term of this binomial now being squared, so we have x squared minus 2cx, okay, so that we can write it as x times c, but let's just put the variable, okay, after all constants are written. So the third term in the square of the binomial is c squared, right? Okay, and then plus y squared equals c squared. So we can transform first the given relation before applying differentiation. Okay, so um, we can now isolate easily the arbitrary constant since we have only one term and this is an algebraic expression, right? So we can just transfer the minus 2cx to the other side of the equation. So it's x squared plus y squared and then 2cx and then divide everything by 2x. Okay, divide by 2x both sides of the equation so that only c will be uh, present on the right side. So we have x squared plus y squared all over 2x. Then we use quotient rule to eliminate c. Okay, we differentiate. So we have the denominator multiplied to the derivative of the numerator. So it's 2x plus 2y prime, and then minus x squared plus y squared multiplied by 2, right? And then all over um, the square of 2x, okay, or 4x squared, right? And then the right side is 0. So if we're going to multiply everything by 2x squared, 2x quantity squared, rather, or 4x squared. So we have only these on the numerator. So that's, um, we can also arrange the terms, okay? Or multiply 2x to 2x plus 2y prime, okay? So 4x squared, so that we can compare our answer with the previous method. Okay, so 4x squared plus that's 4xy prime, and then that's minus 2x squared minus 2y squared, right? And then 0 on the right side. Okay, or we have the term containing the first derivative for y prime, and then we have 4x squared minus 2x squared, so that's 2x squared, and then minus 2y squared, and we have a common factor for the terms. We have 4, 2, and 2, so we can divide everything by 2, right? Okay, or multiply the whole equation by 1/2. So we'll get 2xy prime plus x squared, and then minus y squared equals 0. So this is our final answer.